It's nothing, Hieronymous says with a quick shake of his head. I hesitate, staring him down, but he just turns away. It's nothing, Tori. I don't want to ruin your Christmas vacation. I mean, all I want to do on my Christmas break is spend time with you, so it's not like I'm really missing out in that department, I tease him. Why? Hieronymous asks as he whirls around to face me. Why, Tori? Why'd you want to spend time with me? Why'd you want to be around me? Why'd you even want to be married to me? Look at what I did to you. I called kissing you demeaning. I have physically hurt you on more than one occasion. You should have every reason to want to stay far, far away from me. That was years ago, I remind him quietly. That was years ago, Hieronymous. You've changed so much since then. You're not angry now like you were back then either. You care about me. I don't even question that, not at all. The first year of our relationship was really rough, but weirdly enough, I'm okay that it was. We got all of our drama out of the way early. Think about how good this past year has been. Good, Hieronymous echoes with a dry laugh. Tori, we've barely seen each other. And yet we want to be together more than ever, I remind him. Honestly, we could have both just said, oh, I'm actually okay not having you around. Let's split up. But neither of us feels that way. If you want to make up for treating me badly in the past, then treat me better right now. I'm trying, Hieronymous says with a small shake of his head. It just doesn't feel like enough sometimes. Let me decide if it's enough, I say as I reach up and kiss him. He returns the kiss, running his fingers through my hair, and for a minute I think we're going to get lost in each other completely when I suddenly stop and pull away. As much as I want to keep going with this, you told me that you had an epic surprise planned for me, I remind him. And now I'm really curious to see what it is. And it can't wait? Hieronymous asks as he reaches forward to kiss my neck. He wraps his arms around me, and I let his tongue jut into the sensitive hollow between my jaw and collarbone. I don't know if it can, I whimper, grabbing his shoulders with both hands. It was your surprise, but if you think it can wait, I suddenly don't find myself in any position to disagree with you. Hieronymous muses as he pulls away from me for a moment. I really do love you, Tori. I just never want you to question that. And I don't, I reply with a bright smile as I beam up at him. I realized recently that I don't just love you. I love us. I love that we're a team and that we look out for each other and we always have each other's backs. We didn't have an easy start to our relationship, but I am more okay with that if it means smooth sailing from here on out. Agreed, Hieronymous says as he kisses the tip of my nose, and I finally begin to relax as he takes my hand in his. All right, then, the surprise it is, and then no one has to disturb us for the rest of our holiday. Good, I say brightly, as Hieronymous leads me out into the hall. He leads me down several hallways, over towards the east wing of the house. I'm wondering if I'm ever going to be able to find my way around this place when Hieronymous stops in front of a set of wide double doors at the end of a long hallway. Inside is your surprise, Hieronymous says, a smirk pulling at the edges of his lips. Am I supposed to guess what it is? I ask hesitantly. Because the last time you stopped me outside a room with double doors, all my friends were waiting inside for me to have a holiday party. Are you sure that's a good idea right now, considering what Virginia just told us about her and Jacob? The only reason I invited your friends for dinner was because I knew that you missed them from being away at Miss Minchin's for so long, Hieronymous says succinctly. Believe me, Tori, I want to spend as much time alone with you as you do. Okay, I say slowly, glancing nervously back towards the doors. Then what did you get me? Are you going to make me guess? Hieronymous smiles down at me as he tucks a strand of hair behind my ear. It's something that you told me you liked once, a long time ago. I pause for a moment, trying hard to think back. I told you I liked dogs, I venture at length. I told you I always wanted a dog. Did you get me a dog? No, Hieronymous says with a shake of his head. No, Tori, why would I get you an animal to care for when you're away at school? Oh, right, that's a good point, I say slowly. You strike me more as a cat person anyway. Try goldfish, Hieronymous offers, and I can't help but laugh. Well, they certainly are a lot quieter and a lot more low maintenance, I admit. I remember telling you different books that I liked, but you already have a lot of books in the library. I think harder. You know I like sports club. Did you make me my own gym? No, Hieronymous admits, although perhaps I will reserve that idea for later. And the best part is, I'll still be surprised, because I'll have no clue when it's coming, I say as I grin up at him. But I don't know, Hieronymous, I'm starting to feel really guilty now, because you clearly put a lot of work and effort into whatever this is, and I don't even have a good guess. Then don't guess, Hieronymous says. Just take a look. I bite my lip nervously before I step forward and creak open the door. It was humid in the room, and for a moment I think Hieronymous has added an extra pool to the house before my eyes catch sight of a flash of red. As I step inside the room, I am greeted by a greenhouse filled with rows and rows of poinsettias. I can see their classic holiday red leaves, but there are a few patches of poinsettias that have completely white leaves, or a mix of white and red, and even a mix of yellow and a light sky blue. I had never seen a poinsettia be anything but red, and I can't help but grin. Do you like it? Hieronymous asks, and I can tell he's genuinely fishing for my approval. Like it? I can't hide my silly grin as I beam up at him. You remembered my favorite flower, and it's traditionally known as a holiday flower, so double win. I shut my mouth, but I can't help but twist my lips upward in a happy grin. How long did it take you to put this together? Quite a while, actually, Hieronymous admits. This genus does not fare well in the other world, so I had to consult with experts in order to make them more adaptable. The first tests are what resulted in the unique color variations. But, in short, I have been working on it ever since you first told me you liked them. But that was so long ago, I say, pausing as I try to think back. Wasn't that when I first started writing letters to Bej's mom? Hieronymous nods. But that was back when we first met Daniel. That was over a year ago. Hieronymous just shrugs awkwardly as he blushes slightly. I didn't want to show it to you until it was perfect. And it is, I assure him. Although I seriously can't believe you really asked me how I can stand to be around you no more than 10 minutes ago when you do things like this for me. Yes, well, Hieronymous shuffles awkwardly. Sometimes it's easier to put the shameful things I've done out of my mind when you act like I'm the best thing that ever happened to you. You are the best thing that's ever happened to me, I say as I smile up at him. Think about it this way. If the hero never had to overcome a conflict, the story would be boring. Look at Hercules. What if Hercules was just accepted as a god and didn't have to prove himself at all? No drama, no proving himself, nothing worth fighting for. It would just be very boring. There would be no value in it. Our relationship has value because it didn't come easily. We worked really hard to get to this point. We had to fight other people. We had to fight each other. We had to overcome our own self-doubt and our own foibles. I don't want a relationship where we got married and we treated each other nicely and we lived happily ever after, because you don't get a happy ending if you don't actually put in the work for it. You only get out of a relationship what you put into it, and we're both giving it our all. That's the relationship I want, and that's the relationship you're giving me. What happened in the past doesn't matter. All that matters is how we treat each other going forward. From the sounds of this little speech, it sounds like you almost want us to fight more, Hieronymous muses with light amusement playing behind his words. I want to fight if it means we're communicating, I say with a shrug. If it means we'll be honest and open with each other, then yes. I'm okay with us getting into fights, as long as they don't last very long. I hate the feeling I get when we're mad at each other, but if it helps me understand your perspective later, and it makes our relationship stronger, then it all would have been worth it in the end. You are really becoming too mature for your own good, Hieronymous says as he brushes my hair behind my shoulders. I think you need to start acting your age again. Oh, I tease him. And what would that look like? Hieronymous muses. I remember a time not so long ago when you said you were simply an insatiable teenage girl. Insatiable, I mused, remembering the conversation well. It was a word he had used to describe me on our honeymoon, but I felt that it could apply to a lot of our encounters since. I think I can handle that.